My bone token holders, thank you for dropping back on my channel as I got a big update in this video regarding MetaHeads, a major player, a major partner on Shibarium L2. So we got the big boy and he's going to tell you everything regarding MetaHeads. Tell us guys, which way are you heading?
Music is where I'm heading for the most part. Like I'm doing, my next step is metaverse. Magazine's just a step in my process. I've already been talking to Coach George. He's been phenomenal helping me out. I got to talk to the co-op about, because I do want to do an event center on Shibarium, but of course we got to get the sound thing figured out too. So that's, I'm delayed on that. Nothing we can do about that till that's fixed. But yeah, I've got planned to do a metaverse event center on Shibarium that will be streamed, because I have one of my, he was talking about the Web3 music scene here, and that's something I've been focused on for the last 3 years, is them people. I'm doing several different magazines for like the culture cards. If you know, if you do, you have to look them up, but it's a big thing. They got some big people behind them, and that's one of the magazines I got in front of me right now. I'm working on is the culture cards. They're emailing me the information and whatnot for all the artists and that was on it and stuff like that. It's a NFT project, but these are big names involved in this, so it should do very well. Now they're not on Shib yet. Hopefully later
Yet,
on.
yet.
Yet. Hopefully
Hey, I
later
mean, you
on.
got let's throw some of these names out there. You got Rodney Jerkins. You got Chantal Lane.
Mike
I mean,
Tyson,
there you
Curtis,
go.
Annie, Dr. DJ Who. There's a ton of big names in this project, let me tell you. So, yeah, it isn't Shib yet, but I'm getting my hands in the pot and hopefully we can get them. Because, this is kind of like a scratch my back kind of thing. I'm not making much off the magazines. I'm using it for publicity and to get people's attention so that when I open the metaverses, maybe I can get some of these artists that are in these to come. And I got some that really love what I'm doing. So I don't see a problem with it, and they're going to make money. And I think doing metaverse concerts are going to be a lot more lucrative for some of these artists, because right now you got to go touring and all that kind of stuff to make money. But when you're getting a piece of the pie and you get a bunch of people in there, and even if you're just paying, charging like $5 to get in, if you can get 5,000 people into a metaverse event, $5 a pop, then the musicians and everybody involved is making a few bucks. That's where the money's going to come later in the metaverse, and that's what I'm building for. That's why we got affiliated with On Chain Radio, and that's why I'm doing the meta heads. And there's some other names in here I can't really bring up just yet because they're not solidified. I don't count my chickens before they hatch, so I don't want to bring them out. But I am working with a bunch of different people. They like the project, they like what I'm doing, they've seen my magazines, and hopefully it all comes into fruition. Because the like I said, I can't mention a whole lot. Like Andrew said, people like to steal your ideas or whatnot. But the one idea that I got NDAs on, and I got some big people involved, big money involved to do it. I just need to find the right team, the right devs, because we got certain things in place, but there's some devs I got to find, and it's going to be very interesting how this plays out if I can make a go of it. But yeah, it's going to be hopefully I can say something in the next couple, probably the next month or two. I should know for sure. This is a long drawn out thing. There's a lot of people involved, big money involved, with a lot of technicalities and contracts and stuff like that that we got to deal with, because it's mixed IRL with IRL businesses. So it's got to be very cleanly done, and we got to dot our I's and cross our T's on it. But if it all pans out, it'll be very, very good for Shibarium. And like, I'm not going to be just on Shibarium, though. I plan on being in several metaverses and streaming in and out of these metaverses at the same time with the same events and other people doing events and stuff like that. Like I said, I can't get too much into it, but if it all happens, there's going to be big things coming, and Shibarium is going to be a big part of it, and I can't wait. But yes, Andrew, I don't want your hand falling off there. What you got, brother?
Yeah. So as far as devs, I mean, I think you're who you had mentioned earlier. I think you're in the right place. especially since we're launching with them. You know, us being based on in music, and your project being based in music. I mean, it's only fitting that we grow with the same devs for the same reasons. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. I think you found your devs.
Well, that's a part of it because they could only do the Shibarium side. Like I said, I'm working with others, and you got to watch what you do because certain devs are no Unity, some Unreal Engine. Well, you don't really want to use Unreal Engine in Shibarium or Ethereum and stuff like that. From what I'm not a dev, I'm just going by what I've heard and people that I've talked to in this that are devs and whatnot. And then Unity is great for Ethereum and them projects. Anything Ethereum based, Polygon, Shibarium, Loopring, all them, they're basically better. Anything like that's better being built from Unity, Spatial also. But then Decentraland, it likes the Unreal Engine more and a couple of the other ones that I want to build on. Again, I don't want to say too much because I don't know for sure yet, but these are things that I'm working on, and there is some other ones up and coming that I've been part of for many years on the one, and they're doing some really great things. Again, I'm not trying to shill another project, but I have a lot of heart in this and a lot of understanding with the system that they're building, and I truly believe it's going to be a massive, massive IRL onboarder that will now. It isn't it isn't SHIB, but I do believe once they come into this, they will come into the other projects, the other SHIB and Shibarium, and a whole bunch of other ones, because that's what it's going. We're not going to be just one blockchain. We're going to be several. That's why you have bridges being built and cross chains and all that kind of stuff. So we can't think just SHIB if we really want to get out there, because some people may not want to come to Shibarium. So I want to get in the major places because I want it to be a worldwide and not just me doing this. I'm going to have affiliates out there doing the same thing that I probably won't even be doing it, honestly. I'll probably have other people actually go to the IRL events because I'm not a night person or anything like that. I don't party, I don't drink, I don't do the clubs. I don't like a lot of people around me. I don't like crowds. So my thing is to build it and let other people make money helping to take care of it and do streaming services and whatnot all over the world. That's part of my plan. So there's a there's a big vision ahead of me. I don't know how far I'll get. That's why I don't want to say too much, but I have a big vision and I know how I want to do it. I just don't know how it's going to all work out just yet. But the magazine's here, and I do believe that if I can get the promotions going, it's going to do very well and help bring people, bring that IRL in. That's my focus right now. And again, to make the collaborations, make the partnerships, and scratch people's back now so that when I am ready, hopefully I can get some of these great musicians involved in the metaverses. And again, I don't see a problem with it. If they're going to be making a decent chunk of change, it should be a no-brainer, just like this part of the project is. It's free promotion to anybody that I put into it, and the affiliate system is going to be able to make people money if they're good at selling. So it should be a win-win for everybody, and that's what I like to do. I want win-wins for everybody. Everybody makes money and everybody's happy.
Sounds amazing, and it's awesome that you're building on Shibarium first, but I do want to give some advice when it comes to musicians after working with them for 2 years. No musician is alike. we are all we are all individuals, and so what one wants, one may not want, and you'd be surprised at what you will find if you ask the musician, well, what do you want? Because I didn't ask that when I first came into the space. I let them know what I wanted, and then I treated them as a unit, as a whole. I didn't treat them as individuals. So you'll go a lot further if you see them for who they are and ask What is it that you want, and what is it you
I've
need?
been an IRL artist for over 25 years. I've done stuff in big, like Jazz Fest, the Pancakes and Booze Fest in the Hallenwood, New Orleans. I mean, I've been in some big places. And artists, I don't care what they do. If they're an artist, it's the same way. Everybody's different. So I understand the lingo and how to work around. Some people might not want to get involved. I understand that, and that's not a problem. But yeah, I've been in this. I'm not coming into NFTs and the Web3 blindfolded. I came in with 25 years experience in the art field, doing major shows. I don't talk about my art much. My other profile has a little bit. I didn't put a whole lot up there. When I found out how Wellies was my eye opener. When I saw what it was doing, I'm like, well, this works into what I used to do with my, small business networking group. And my meta heads actually came from a real skull that I made out of aluminum to take my kids Halloweening. So that's why I had a skull profile for years. But my art was very well known in the New Orleans area. At first, I started doing street art, basically spray paint art, stuff like that. But then I got into metals and all kinds of different stuff. And I met a lot of great artists. I have some big names there under my, that I know personally. Some of them aren't here anymore. A lot of people know the Blue Dog from Sky Vodka. Well, that was George Rodriguez, and that was a good friend of mine. He was a pain in the ass. He was hard to get along with, but he was a good person, and he was a friend. We had many nights drinking and hollering it up and smoking and all that happy do stuff. But we did lose him several years ago. Cassandra Seafeld Smith is a really good friend of mine, and she taught me a lot of stuff. She's still here. She's a great woman. She lives in Slidell, Louisiana, where I used to live, and she was part of my IRL gallery that I used to own in Louisiana before I ended up having to move and come back. I lost everything having to move from Louisiana. I didn't lose it. I can't say that. I gave it up because I had to make some really big choices, and I made them choices because I had to. But I left all this in Louisiana and came here for specific reasons that were unbeknownst. I couldn't change that fact. It had to be done. So I pretty much gave up my gallery, gave up my art, and I really didn't try to get it back going here. I don't know. It was like starting over, and I just wanted to do something different. But I also was known for my lightning struck. That's my other profile, is lightning struck. And it's using high voltage electricity to burn figures into wood. It's the most deadly NFTs in the world is basically what I call it. And I figured out, you can look this up, Lichtenberg figures. It's a very old art, but again, very deadly. Don't try this at home, kids, unless you're very affluent in electricity and really, really pay attention, because it only takes one mistake and you are gone. Depending on the equipment you use, I use a MOT, basically a microwave oven transformer that uses 15,000 volts. If you know your house, your stove runs off a 220 volt. So imagine, that times, 7 basically. That's what I play with. That's my tool. And it makes it look, the way I do it makes it look like lightning strikes. That's why I call it lightning struck. And I devised a way to make actual figures, not just trees. Most Lichtenberg figures, if you go Googling, looks like trees. If you go to my other profile, you'll see that I create actual figures, and the lightning, the burns stop either inside or outside lineage, which is pretty much unheard of. And if you Google Lichtenberg deer figure, my deer has been up at the top of Google now for probably about 5 years, because there's nothing like it. Just nothing. Nobody can compare to it. And I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying I've been in the industry. So I very well know musicians and how they were my friends. So yeah, some of them are pain in the butt. Some of them are just dear, lovely people that, you just can't say no to, them kind of people. Like Cassandra, she's just an awesome person. And This is a testament to where I'm going as far as working with the musicians and whatnot. I understand them very well. To answer, to basically get to your point, I know that was a long way around the bush, but sometimes it takes that, and I like to talk, so.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the elaboration on it because I got to know you that much more. So yeah, it's super cool that you're building on Shibarium and for musicians. How ironic is that though? I don't know. It's super cool. But anyways, I digress.
Yeah, definitely super cool. Super cool. And appreciate you sharing your story there with us too, Metaheads, and letting us know. I looked up the Lichtenberg figures as you were speaking there. Is yours the one of the tree, the light blue one, or is it the dark blue?
If you look at my profile, my other profile, on my bio is a link to my other profile. You'll see my deer figure, and you'll see it's all like brown basically, but you'll see the lightning struck, and you'll be able to see the deer.
Cool. That's really cool. It's in glass or what? Is it
No,
in glass?
no glass. That's just the piece. I
That's
think I
super
did.
cool.
I do poly it so because you're burning it, it has a smoke smell from burning wood. So you do poly it. I probably put 5 or 6 coats of poly over it, but there's no glass or nothing. It's just straight wood and electricity burn.
Cool. Dangerous. You have fun playing with that. I'm just gonna look and appreciate the art. All right. Be safe.
Oh, I created. You know what a Faraday cage is? Well, I basically made a Faraday cage for now. Some of this, if it's a big piece, I can't use my cage lightning is what I call it. I created a box. It's on my profile feed on my other thing too. I made a box because I was gonna do this um, to where people could see it safely, watch me do the actual pieces. So I created a box with a window, sort of like a welding machine, basically, that you couldn't see in except for one spot, so that you could pull your look in and see what I'm doing. And it had a lot of safety features. It had a pedal. If you ever did any kind of welding, like TIG welding, because that's one of the things I did with metal art. You have a pedal to work the machine, not hand, because you want to be able to. Your hands are busy when you're welding, so I basically use a pedal for the power, and it had a strobe light on the top. So when there's power going through it, the strobe light's going, and there is a safety switch on the door, so it wouldn't work unless the door is closed. So I had a lot of safety features to take this public, and I could do probably about 16 by 2 foot pieces in the box. Anything bigger than that, I can't use the box. I had to do it outside, and the what I call team lightning. Now that's just your regular Lichtenberg stuff. Team lightning is what I do that makes actual figures like the fleur de lis you'll see on my other profile and stuff like that, where you don't just make branches or whatnot and tree like things. You actually make a figure of something. I have to do that by hand. I hold the 15,000 volts in my hands to be able to do that. So, yeah, that part's kind of dangerous, but I'm very, very cautious with it. And I was in the construction field for many years, and I do know electricity very well and how to protect myself and whatnot for the most part. It only takes a mistake, though. So please, if you're going to try this, be very, very careful. And I do suggest people that would try to use a neon light thing instead, a ballast, because it's not near as dangerous. You'll get hurt, but it may not kill you depending on certain circumstances or whatnot. But again, I advise people not to try it. Don't try it. It is very, very deadly.
Do your own research, and if
Right?
you if you don't, there can be consequences. I'm just gonna say
I've
that.
had people ask me to build them because I built my own machine. I've asked people to build them machine. I don't know. I don't even like telling people how I do it really to a point. You got to know because it's easily look upable. But like, I won't make or tell anybody how to make the machine.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. That I looked at your other page. The fractal one's really cool too. I like that. That's pretty. Really cool. Andrew, I see you got your hand up.
Yeah, I'm really gross. I've just been playing in dirt and trees for the past couple of days. And so I'm gonna go take a shower because I mean it sounds gross, but I really haven't taken one in 24 hours. I just been there's a lot of tree. I still have like another 100 trees to pot up. But yeah, I just been chugging away at it little by little. So I'm gonna go jump in the shower, but I did want to update you guys on that fetch bridge. You do have to, after you sign the transaction, you scroll to the bottom of the page, and it has a claim button there. So you got to click on that, and so I just claimed it, and I'm assuming my bone is in the wallet now. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there that when you approve the transactions, you're not done. Um, so keep an eye out on that.
I
Yeah,
thought I
fantastic.
smashed something.
Yeah, Andrew, I'm glad it didn't get lost. That's awesome. So that's good. And shout out to Fetch Bridge too on that one. I've used it a few times. I really enjoy it too, in and out. I've used it both. So super cool there. And
Yeah, it was good for me, and I'm glad it went through because Heber has 100 bone coming to him. So, and Bender, check your DMs in about 15 minutes because I've got a link I'm going to share with you, the available NFTs from the collection that you were requesting for your winnings. I want to wrap that up, get everybody their awards for that day. So, anyways, thank you again for the airtime, MetaHeads. I appreciate you giving us the opportunity to get to know you a little bit more. I really, really wish I had reached out to you. Shoot, I remember seeing you come into the space like 2, 3 years ago. I wish we would have spoken more back then.
Like
Um,
I said,
yeah, we definitely could have helped each other out networking for
don't
sure.
really talk about. I don't shill. It just isn't me. But I do want to say, Andrew, I am for what you're doing 100%, 110%. I love the project completely. And I may tease you and joke with you, but I love you, brother. And I really hope your project just flies because we do need the trees. We do need the trees. And what you're doing is, nobody else that I've seen is doing anything like it in these spaces. And, it is a very worthwhile cause. We have to protect our earth. We have to. We need to be able to breathe. So great job. And I love you, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Love you too, man. And again, you guys have a good night. Thanks again. Take care. I'm going to go get cleaned up.
you
Have a good
too,
night.
Andrew. And we're actually probably about to start winding it down, anyways. And shout out to Lads. Thank you for coming out here tonight too, and speaking about your project. Check it out on the co-op dropping this Thursday, right? Right, Andrew? Oh, he already dropped down. I think it's this Thursday, is what he said. So it may be Friday, Thursday or Friday, one of the two. Queen's down there. Shout out to the room too, by the way. And Bender's out here. Queen, Zach from Subway, Gabby. Um, who else we got here? Sheba Punk Apes. Thank you for coming out. Treasure, Barkoshi. Thank you for coming out. And Think Crypto 2.0. Appreciate you as well. And Vic, Metaheads, Relentless. Who wants to go first on just kind of leaving us with something?